There you are. You're talking to a girl that you see in the nightclub or maybe a hookah lounge or a bar, whatever. And it's going well. And at some point, the girl, whatever you're saying, like it seems to be boring. And now she tell you to go fuck off, which is, it was nice to meet you. Um, I'm gonna go to the restroom or things like that. Whatever it is, girls have like this like very politically correct way of like telling you to fuck off. Uh, and you're wondering like, well, I is that it? And we were like in a bar yesterday with a friend who was trying to learn a little bit about what I'm doing, and I tell him like you just got rejected. He called that rejection, and I tell him just to go back in this set, and tell her that you were shy because the guy goes back and he say exactly the line, and now the girl is liking him and is in set and it's going well. So a little further along, I'm going to wing him, and he start pulling the phone number, and I'm like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? I'm winging you here. We got two pretty girls. We're gonna pull them to champagne party instead, and he rather go with the EV pass. And that was the probably the first time and the last time that I told him, because we didn't really go out gaming together, and he's kind of new in this. And I tell him, don't ever do that with me, and that's it. That was the little correction. Like, you want to pull some girls, don't take the phone number. Like, this is I know you guys gonna be thinking, well, there's this, there's that, there's this, but here's the matter. Here is the important fact. Most guys think they get rejected one time and they can't reapproach. This is it. So they only stay on the premises that you have one shot to a girl. It's got to be perfect. And I completely disagree. Like the same night, I was approaching a little bit on in my head in a bar solo, and it was just not like great. I'm trying to do my best, going out and kind of like pumping my own state, if you will. And I tell a girl, you look like a terrorist in the corner. Why you like you doing some shady things? Have you like tried to assassinate the president? So I say like stupid things like that, and the girl like start chasing. She's like, "No, and at some point we got a little argument about some countries, like the fact that I like Morocco, but some other I don't like in Africa. Anyway, and she start like saying you're racist, and I got a little bit in my head, and I start getting a little logical about it, which is the dumbest mistake. But what we teach as a reminder on bootcamp to do, we do it for ourselves. I do it constantly. I have to recoach and rewire my brain all the time, like being logical the whole day. Don't expect after like one or two set you're gonna go and switch the mode. I'm very good at it, but time to times I'm still struggling with that, and that's totally fine. But I tell myself like, don't be logical. So anyway, I try to be a little non-logical, and I ask her like what that she do and what she does in life. And she's like, are you a teacher? You look like a teacher, very logical about things. And she's like, no, I'm a student. I study. I'm like, studying what? Being hot? And and I'm just going plowing through the shit, and now I'm starting re-enjoying myself, not being logical anymore, and dropping like good statement of intent. And this is like probably my first or second set of the night, so it's very like not there yet. But anyway, before the girl bounce, and she's by herself. So a girl that is by herself, to me, it's a huge indication that I'm gonna pull the girl. So I tend to be a little bit uh more forward and excited, and I usually like turn things very quickly. So don't do that, Bryce. But anyway, you can see in my mind all the things that I tell myself, all the things that I teach as an assistant for Jeff. I do it for myself all the time. Now, here's the thing. Jeff was talking about that, I think yesterday in a video where he tell people, do not judge yourself when you're in the field. This is the worst things to do. And I agree with that, but at the same time, you can't really control all the thought that you have in your head. My head right now is this insane coaching bootcamp. Every time I'm out, whether it's for me or for the bootcamp, the student, I'm still coaching. I'm still kind of like analyzing. It's kind of like my life. I go out in those situations where I'm analyzing everything, and it's going so fast. Those thoughts going so fast that I don't think it's really applicable in my head. So the idea here is like I learn how to bypass this side of like judging myself and seeing certain things a little faster than other, because I created this pattern of like uh behavior. Like the more you go out, the more you're gonna have like what we call intuition. And intuition is just like your ability to see in a very large sample size a lot of situation where you statistically know that it's gonna go that way or that way. That's why you can guess age of girl. That's why you know exactly the peer group before you even enter in a set. So all those things is me spending, I mean, I'm talking about after 10 years, thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of approach. I could say I went like way above, roughly speaking, way above like 30,000 approach. And when you do that, you definitely have more intuition than most guys. So understand that the idea that that I'm expressing right now, which is the guy opened the girl, he get rejected, and he say, "Well, I got rejected." And I'm like, "No, motherfucker, just go back in there and drop something funny that is funny in that situation. Sorry, I was shy last time." And it goes very well. But it's also understanding that I've done that multiple times when I'm gonna reapproach a girl one, two, three, four, 10 times if needed. It doesn't really matter. Girls never really gonna have like a count of, well, you approach me 3 times in baseball, that's a strikeout. So go back on the bench. And you're like, well, I'm the next batter. My name is Bryce too. Boom. The idea here is as long you are funny and you kind of like control the vibe, you make it like for you a game, because that's what we call that, the game. The girl never gonna be like telling you, well, you approached me 7 times and that's too much for me. No, if you're a lame motherfucker who can really amuse yourself with the situation, you obviously out. And that's what most guys do, and that's fine. That's totally fine, because me in the same times I'm reapproaching all the pretty girls like 2 3 4 times, 10 times if needed. It doesn't really matter. So understand that you probably using technique and things that are used by most average guys that you see, and just don't work. They just clearly don't work. So stop using this shit. If you really want like help coaching, the link is in the bio. We going in Vegas, and it's gonna be the best place to game. Period. Like in the US for this weekend, because Vegas is always the best place. So going back again to the friend that I helped a little bit last night, we were about to pull those girls another set, and he can see like set after set with me how I'm like adjusting little things in terms of like how he approach, how he reapproach, his positioning, being physical, all the things that we teach on bootcamp. I'm dropping that value like immediately. This way, we together we can pull two pretty girls, because when you have like two girls, most of the time they want to stay together. That's just the nature. You definitely gonna be able to pull one time like one girl from a two set, but the reality is they most likely is gonna stay together. They are friend, they came as friend. It's just a lot more secure for them, and that's just the way it works. So don't try to like isolate one girl from a two set, but get a bigger, better wingman. If you get a better wingman, the set goes smoothly and very easily. When you have like two guys who have like equal skill set, which mean they went on some kind of like boot camp and they know what to do. They're not like asking, how do I do that? How do I reproach? Why can, like they clearly don't need more information or technical things, and they execute. This shit is like seamless, and you would be amazed how easy it is to cold approach a pretty girl on a random night, on the weekend, uh, if you do that with someone that is good. So that's where like, I would say, think about this more as a skill set. Think about this more as like getting information from pros, period. Because if you keep listening, scrambling on YouTube, you're on YouTube, obviously. But if you keep just getting all this information, more information is not going to really help you more at this point. What's going to really help you is getting the real blueprint of a real coach, someone who has been delivering the result, and understanding before you even select that person what kind of game and what kind of like style, because every coach has different. So it's a little bit like screening, like a girl, your coach or the person who you want to learn from, and go seek out for that, because that's what I did, and I have amazing results. Like I would never been where I am today if I didn't get that coaching, that attention on me, that feedback, that harsh feedback, and my personality completely changed. So I'm definitely not the same man that you see with my really really cool mustache here, my pedophile mustache. You would never really sorry, I don't get out of the house much. You would never really get like this huge growth in terms of personality and result, like with meeting pretty girls, if I didn't really do anything. So think about that from more like professional standpoint. uh, if you look any sports athlete, they have at least two, three, four. Like Michael Jordan used to have like seven something coach at some point. Tiger Woods as well. So why you don't have that? Well, because you think uh, some guys who came on program, let's say, didn't get the result, and just because those person didn't get the result, uh, means like the program is shit. No, you look at the numbers, you look at like a big sample size of different client that we had for several years, and you look at the result, and all those people just like now don't waste their time, and they have the proper form, and they're not like wasting their time in the environment, and that's what they get better results. uh it's just amazing to think about, all those guys who just like exchanging the wrong information, and now you're one of them. So pay attention to who you're listening. Obviously, you don't know me that much, but I'm sure you know Jeff from RSD. We've been doing this program for my perspective for a year and a half, like running around like all the cities in the US. It's just like the best things to do. By the way, one student was asking me this morning, Bryce, I just moved back to San Francisco, and is San Francisco better than San Diego? And that's the question that I'm always like super annoyed by. Why do you guys ask the same question over and over? Which girl in which city is better? Motherfucker, it doesn't really matter. This shit doesn't matter. What really matters, like from a more like a demographic standpoint, is like don't go game in a little town where there's like few 100,000 people or 10,000 people, or even worse, a small village. You're gonna get like in big trouble very quickly, and you're also gonna find out that there is not like a lot of like pretty girls. Where if you go into a major metropolitan like city, let's say New York, Los Angeles, San Francisco, San Diego, Austin, you go to whatever like city you into, but as like a decent size, you Vegas for this weekend, you'll find out that there is a massive amount of girls and people who go out, and where you get a cold approach all day long. You're never gonna have any repercussion. It's always gonna be the best condition, with a very sheer amount of girls who come back. And like in Vegas, they actually do the marketing for you. Think about that. You go in a city, to me it's like going to Disneyland, and the marketing is what happened in Vegas stays in Vegas. Well, that's great, because girls who go over there, they definitely want meet some cool guys and having an adventure with them. That's the city that is made for that. And you, on the other hand, you asking me which city is better? Go to fucking Vegas. Don't stay in your like little town, or and if you don't like your city, just move. Why would you stay in a city that you don't like the vibe, the culture, or whatever? So sorry, I was a little bit long, a little bit all over the place, but there is definitely like things that I like to address on the spot. Like reapproach is good. The more you reapproach, the more you're spending time with the girl, and she's gonna find out how cool you are. And don't take a no as a granted, if you will. And the second aspect is like, if you're asking me again which city is better for game, you have the wrong mindset clearly, because I've been doing this like in not every city in the world, but a lot of city in the world, including Asia, Europe. I've been extensively in Europe, and I would tell you that this shit works everywhere. It doesn't really matter if you're in Germany, if you like in Finland, we're gonna be in Finland. If you, it doesn't really matter. But what does matter is that the city has a big enough population, and that's really matter, because this type of city attract like a funnel all the pretty girls from all those area, and that's just like a massive like hub for you to go and meet those girls. So I hope you enjoyed this video. It was a little bit long, a little bit everywhere, but we're gonna be in Vegas this weekend, like I said. And then after that, I'm excited to start packing for Europe. So hope you guys have a great Sunday, and go out. Peace.